My Lead System Pro, happy June. I am proud to be sitting here next to Mr. Steve Jaffe. He is our member of the month. He is also a very highly respected member of our MMT team. If any of you have been on any of the webinars that he has led, you will see this man knows his stuff, and the most exciting and interesting thing about him is that he comes with a really fresh perspective, a different angle than many other people inside of MLSP. And that is also the beauty of what we train on. I mean, there are lots of different people out there, and there are lots of different perspectives, and in MLSP there are many different things you can do, and that is what we really, really value about Steve. So how's it going, Steve? Good to see you.
Good. It's going good, Rox. I'm so pumped to be here. I mean, this is awesome. I have been an MLSP member since early 2009, and to be member of the month, to be getting results, it's just exciting. I'm pumped. So I really appreciate everybody at MLSP that's been involved with the system, you, co-founders. It's just awesome. I'm doing great.
Yeah, I think definitely let's talk a little bit about your journey, because it's 2013,
Yeah.
and you know, I know a lot of people need money now. I know they want money now. I know they want fame and all the sparkly stuff now. And I think that there are ways you can get that for sure, but I think that it does take a little bit more of a process, because it's a journey in sort of understanding what we want, who we are, what MLSP is to us, how to figure it out. And I think that you've kind of been through all those routes, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
explain the process of all these years.
Yeah. Okay. So I got involved in. I'm going to take it back a little farther than that, and kind of tie a bow on this. So I got involved in network marketing around 2006. I was working a corporate job. I was an MBA. I got my MBA from MIT. I was working like really long hours, like 70-hour weeks, and I started building my team, working my friends and family list, doing home meetings, doing business meetings, doing a lot of the tactics that my upline taught me, and ran out of people to talk to, was kind of frustrated, found MOSP after a couple of years in network marketing, and my first thought was, okay, these guys actually know how to build on the internet, but I wanted instant microwave results. I felt like I need to make money right now. They were teaching us, even as far back as 2009, focus on one marketing strategy and get it to, like, 20 or 30 leads a day. I tell people get it to 40 leads a day, because I feel like if you're at 20 or 30, something happens, you could be at like 10 overnight. So give yourself a little more cushion. But my attitude was like, they don't understand. I got to get results right now. So I'm going to do multiple strategies, because if I do like 3 strategies at once, everything will happen 3 times as fast. And so I had this, and that's a big rookie mistake. So I went through that whole phase of trying to shortcut everything. And that was like a year, basically, where I like do some work and not get a crazy huge result overnight, and then quit that tactic after like a month. So I'd like futz around with blog, and then futz around with YouTube, and then futz around with Facebook. So the first phase was like, I want overnight results. Let me ignore what the leaders are telling me and try to combine what they're telling me, because that'll be faster. So that was like rookie mistake number 1. Rookie mistake number 2 was like, okay, I need to be focused on one strategy, and then I would do it, and then I just wouldn't stay with it that long. So, and these are common. This is what happens with new marketers in MLSP. It's like you want the results, but you want it right now, and people aren't willing to like put in the time. So I had to go through all of that, and then eventually, and like for years, kind of move sideways, and stop like going an inch deep into 5 different strategies and get really focused. I made a business decision about a year ago. This is it. No more playing around. I just got hyper focused on just video marketing. That's all I did. And I went from 2 leads a day to 40 leads a day in 2 months.
Right.
And that's when I hit the leaderboard. That's when I hit the leaderboard at another program. And I've been kind of off to the races ever since. It came down to finally listening and focusing on one strategy with focus and consistency.
Gosh, Steve, every single one of these member of the month interviews, I mean, it's like this, that's the magic formula. That's what
Yeah,
everybody says. That's the magic formula.
yeah.
So, um, and I understand that when people come into MLSP and there's all these different strategies,
Hmm.
um, they do want to dabble, right? You know, and that's I
Totally.
you want to dabble. You do want to find out, am I a writer? Can I write? Can I blog? You know,
Hmm.
they're looking at what everyone else is doing. Um, so how do you? Okay, so what would you tell people? I mean, I guess people do have to kind of dabble a little to find what they like the best,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You
Yeah, yeah, I think that's natural. I think it's one thing to dabble and say, I'm going to choose one strategy, but let me take a period of time and explore a little bit before I figure out what that strategy is. It's another thing to not realize you need to pick a single strategy. And I think that's a distinction. It's one thing to dabble with a disciplined process and say, I'm going to spend 2 weeks figuring this out, which strategy appeals to me. It's another thing to not really believe that it really does come down to focusing on one strategy and to kind of move sideways for 2 years as you dabble in a new strategy every quarter. That's a big
that's it
difference.
right there. That's the takeaway. If you're going to dabble because you're new and you want to try a whole bunch of things out, or you've been in for a year or two and you still aren't where you want to be disciplined in your dabbling.
Yeah.
Decide, I'm going to do this 2 weeks or 1 month, and I'm going to go full on. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to buy the product that correlates to it. I'm going to watch the videos that correlate to that training. I'm going to go full. And if it's not for me because I hate it, then it's time to shift.
Yeah, I mean, I just think what happens is people don't, they're not really committed. You've got to commit. I teach that, there's three things that need to happen to get results with this type of business model. You need commitment. You've got to be committed to MOSP and into your business model. So if you're looking to do the MOSP thing, you've got to be doing the MOSP thing. You can't be like 80% here and 20% committed to some other front end offer. If you're doing the MOSP thing, that's got to be a firm decision. And then second, you've got to be committed to a single marketing strategy, whether it's Facebook or blogging or YouTube. Those are kind of the three most popular strategies here in MLSP. That's got to be 100% committed. You can't be like 80% committed to blogging and 20% like, maybe I should be doing Facebook. You're going to see other leaders doing another strategy. And you have to maintain that focus and walk that path with the blinders on despite those distractions. And without those commitments, you're not going to get a result. You've got to be 100% on board here, okay? Because if you're not, you just won't put in the time. You got to be focused and committed to that marketing strategy. The second thing you need is consistency. You got to do it consistently. I tell people do it 5 to 6 days a week. None of this, I'm going to do it every Tuesday and Thursday stuff. Even if you only have half an hour, I'd much rather see somebody get in the zone for an hour, 2 hours a day and try to do it twice a week so you have momentum. And then finally, you need some mental toughness. You need some resilience because challenges will arise. There'll be internal challenges. There'll be, doubts, fears. I don't know. Why isn't it going faster? You'll put pressure on yourself. There'll be all this stuff that comes up internally. There'll be external challenges. People are like, "You still doing that thing?" So you've got to like walk the path and kind of be a warrior with this. And if you do not have any commitment from the start to a single marketing strategy, you're never going to get consistent and you're never going to develop that internal strength. So it really starts with commitment. And that's it. If you look at the leaders, we have commitment to MOSP, we have commitment to our marketing strategy, we're consistent, and we have mental resilience. And what new marketers do is they lack the commitment and they avoid making that commitment. And a lot of it comes down to fear of failure. It's like if you really tried your hardest and you didn't get the result, then you have to deal with those emotions of feeling like, why can't I do it? And so people will avoid commitment because they don't want to feel those possible feel of failure type of feelings.
Yeah, very good. Do you hear this? Excellent stuff. Let's talk about a little bit about uh, your perspective on marketing and kind of your front end product sales approach, which we love. We love that. I mean, we've got two groups inside of MLSP. And Steve is in one of them, and we have all of our top leaders in these groups. And the dialogue, when Steve and some of the other leaders chime in, they're all great marketers. The dialogue is, I mean, worth $1 million right there. And some of the things that these guys, these ideas that they come up with are solid gold. And Brian and I will he's like, oh, I'm copying that. I'm like, oh, I know, I already copied myself to read over later again. It's good stuff. So
Right
share
on.
some of that. Share some of that. That product approach, how you can make, big money inside of MLSP. Just
Sure.
breeze over it. We're going to do more and more trainings with you, and
Okay.
we'll go deeper into all that. But just to give people sort of an idea of what it looks like.
Okay. So here's how most people are building their business in this home-based business niche in network marketing. Really, what most people were taught um, coming out, or I guess around 2005 with magnetic sponsoring, a training guide out there in the industry, is a lot of people are focused on leading with what we call a low ticket offer, which is a product that usually costs less than $100 that you sell on the front end of the business. That could be an MLSP membership, for example, like a Gold or Academy membership. And the idea is you make some money with the sale of that low ticket offer and use that money to cover your advertising expenses or to help cover some marketing expenses. And then basically you get on the phone with those customers and you look to upsell them into something else, like your opportunity or some other product, but usually like a network marketing or top tier or direct sales opportunity. And that's the model that nearly everybody in this industry is focused on. You lead with a low ticket front end product to cover your marketing expenses, and then you try to upsell them on the back end. Well, what's different today is that we have these 100% profit products. So when you sell Michelle Pescasolido's Facebook course for $297, you can earn $297, minus a small transaction fee. MLSP has other products at that $300 price point, approximately. There's a couple $500 products back there. And I looked at all this and I said, what would happen if I led with a $300 product on the front end of my funnel instead of selling, an MLSP membership? And the approach I took was to use a specific type of webinar. It turns out with webinars, guys, people love webinars. Webinars are the highest converting sales medium in this industry. They're right up there with selling from the stage. So on webinars, you can sell at price points of like $300, $500, $1,000. It's good for those types of price points. So to answer your question, Rox, what I did was I created a webinar and I automated it. I created what's called an automated webinar. This is a webinar that my leads can register for, and their perception is that it's a live webinar, but in fact, it's a recorded webinar. And on that webinar, I sell one of the $297 pure profit products. So I make $297 per sale. And what I'm finding is I'm getting a conversion rate from my leads into these $300 products that's similar to what a lot of people are getting into the low ticket products. In other words, for every 100 leads, the number of $300 products that I sell is similar to the number of memberships that people will sell for 100 leads. So they might get 3 or 4 memberships when they generate 100 leads. I might get 3 or 4 sales of these $300 products. And the economics are very different. So I'll earn $300 on the front end, but when you sell a membership, you might earn like 30 bucks up front. And then you might earn like $50 to $100 over the lifetime of that customer. So I'm generating like 3 or 4, some cases 5 or 6 times as much profit per sale than what somebody else might generate from selling a lower ticket offer. And this might just sound like a bunch of theory and a bunch of numbers, but guys, this can radically change the economics of your business. Because what it does is it can make your business, this is the path to make your business like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times as profitable overnight. And since I've been doing this, I was at No Excuses Summit in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and like a ton of leaders flocked to me and were like, how are you doing this automated webinar stuff? And how are you selling these products? This is a game changer, and MLSP has provided products that you can do this with. I mean, it's really innovative. It changes the economics. It's just more profitable on the front end of the business.
Are you selling all of the products?
I'm focused principally on selling Tube Traffic Mojo, which is a YouTube training course, because I'm a YouTube marketer.
Because you're a
But
YouTube
the
marketer.
one strategy that I focused on was YouTube.
That
So
makes
I've
sense.
generated like 11,000 YouTube leads. So I focused very heavily on selling the Tube Traffic Mojo product. And that's a great approach, guys. When you pick a marketing strategy, I strongly encourage you to buy the MLSP training course that corresponds to that strategy. If you want to do blogging, go buy predatory SEO and really learn SEO from Rob Core, the master. If you want to do Facebook pay-per-click, go buy Michelle's Facebook course. If you want to do YouTube, buy the YouTube course, and then get a result and sell that product.
Yeah.
So I focus principally on that. I also sell the Marketer's Mastery Pack, which is a bundle of those three products.
Mm-hmm. Killer.
Yeah.
Killer. Okay. So right before we hopped on, I went to our Facebook group and I said, I'm about to interview Steve. Do you have any questions for him? So let's see what people have asked. Okay, so here's a question. If Steve was starting his online income journey over today from scratch, what are 2 things he would do or focus on differently than what he did? I think we kind of maybe already answered that in a way.
Yeah. If I were to do it differently, here's the 2 things I would do. Number 1 is I would take the personal development and mindset development far more seriously than I did at the start of my business.
Great advice.
Guys, this game, we're talking about tactics and strategies. The game is won between the ears. You've got to win inside before you experience victory on the outside. That's critical. And I was pretty steep on a personal development journey when I got involved in MLSP, but I don't think I realized quite how important it really is. I knew it was important. What you're going to learn in these training products, guys, is pretty straightforward. The game comes down to being somebody who's willing to implement that straightforward training. So the first thing I would do is I would be really, really daily and intentional about having a personal development process. Every day I meditate, and that's part of my process currently. I think I would have, knowing what I know now, I would have been more intentional about that early on. Second thing I would do is just focus on a single marketing strategy to generate leads. And I would have not gone down these different rabbit holes, and I would have just put the blinders on earlier and gotten really dead serious about YouTube. And I was pretty serious about YouTube even in '09, but I still let myself get distracted by a lot of shiny objects. So it would be personal development focus and commitment to a single marketing strategy.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Do you have any, okay, so first of all, we're just about up with our time. Where can people find you online? What's your blog?
My blog is stevejaffeunplugged.com. stevejaffeunplugged.com. If you go to Google and enter Steve Jaffe or Steve Jaffe MLM, you'll find my blog. It's stevejaffeunplugged.com.
Any parting words for anybody inside of MLSP?
Yeah, I would say, guys, you are in a great place with MLSP. This is really the hub of innovation in the home-based business arena with respect to network marketing and direct sales. There's no other place to go where you're going to find the same kind of thought leadership and innovation that you'll find here. Decide if you are looking to build a business or if you're looking for a magic bullet. A lot of people, they join MLSP because they want money now and they're suffering from financial pressure. I get on the phone with customers and they're like, I'd love to be earning $10,000 in 6 months, and they haven't even generated their first lead yet. What people look for is a magic bullet. Understand, are you a magic bullet? Do you want microwave results? Or do you want money to fall out of the sky? Are you hoping some tactic makes you money? Or do you want to be a business owner? And that's a totally different mindset. The mindset of an entrepreneur is, I have a goal, I have a path I believe will get me there. I'm going to be ruthless about my commitment to that path. I'm going to get a result, and if it's the result I desire, great, I'll move it on from there. If not, then what I'll do is revise and tweak my approach until I get there. A magic bullet seeker goes down a path, and when they don't get the result, they quit. An entrepreneur keeps going, tweaks, and revises. So are you in this for the long haul or are you in this for a magic bullet? I was a magic bullet guy out of the gate. I'm just keeping it real, who thought he was an entrepreneur. So stop fooling yourself and ask yourself, could you see yourself here at MLSP 2 years down the road? Okay, I joined MLSP over 4 years ago. I'm still here. Could you see yourself playing this game for the long haul, or are you just hoping that money comes into your bank account by end of summer so you can pay down that credit card? That's a very different philosophy. Get real and do the work to understand, are you a magic bullet person or your business owner? And if not, if you're a magic bullet person, get a job. I mean, seriously, or become a true entrepreneur. That's really what it comes down to.
Excellent advice. You can all see why he's a wonderful leader and a good friend to all of us. We're really happy that we're now in the town of Austin, the town that you live in.
Woo! Me too.
And yeah, we're excited to see you at Live the Dream. We're excited to see everyone that's coming up here. So thank you so much, Steve. Congratulations on your MLSP Member of the Month. And we look forward to you helping the community out even more in the future.
Right on. Thanks so much, Roxana. I really appreciate everything that you do, everything you bring to MLSP. You're such a big part of being the heart of this community. Thanks for all the service that you provide. And I'm pumped. I'm pumped to continue to add value, continue to teach and train, and just move forward with MLSP. I'm just loving it. So really appreciate you, Rox. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Steve.